best of the Morning X.
With Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.
I don't know why I thought about this the other day. Maybe just because there's so much, like, blood and violence and stuff on the news right now, and it's just so horrible. Have you ever wondered what it's like to get shot? Like, not
Yes,
die.
I have wondered that.
Like, what does that feel
When you're
like?
sitting there and you watch TV. And
We've had people on before that have been shot, and we've asked them, and
have
it's
we?
like a car hitting them. Yeah, you don't remember that?
I don't
one
remember.
dude who was shot a couple times in the back. He said it's just like just getting with a sledgehammer.
Crash, you ever been shot?
I actually used to take the blasting caps off my dad's shotgun shells and hit them with hammers and nails, and one day one of them shot back up into my hand. And
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and I had a big chunk of metal in my hand, and it hurt so bad that I pulled my hand and shook it, and it went so deep into the meat of my wrist, or into my thumb here, that I couldn't feel it, and about 2 weeks later, the piece of metal started to surface. And my dad, being a chef at the time, cut it out of my hand with one of his chef knives.
Now, let me ask you a question, Crash. I realize that as kids we do things that, are not always the brightest, but I would think even like a child would understand the concept of hitting the blasting cap of a shotgun shell with a hammer.
Well, I used to wedge the 45 bullets into the dock and try and shoot fish when they would come under the dock. I would just hit it with a hammer and the bullet would go off into the water, and I'd try and shoot fish that way without a gun.
The bullet would go off, and you stuck it between the
boards? Stick it between the boards of the dock. I'd wedge it in, tap it down there with a hammer, and then we'd throw bread in the water, and when the brim would come up to come get the bread, I'd take a nail and a hammer, and I'd hit the 45 bullet, and I'd shoot the water.
What a childhood you had.
If you sat me on a dock with a gun, I would be there probably for 100 years. I wouldn't even figure that. I wouldn't even occur to me.
To hit the top of the bullet?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And it doesn't cause an explosion that would, like, blow your hand off?
No, because it's wedged in, and it's just like being in the chamber of a gun. Only it has no control, so it's not being fired out of a barrel. It's just being shot directly into the water.
We do not recommend this type of activity.
No, we do not.
That was a Crash stupid moment. There were several. You can see the series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's a series. Like, I know that we've talked to people who've been impaled. I've heard, like, it's a burning sensation.
Yeah, I would like to talk to people who've been shot.
Yeah. I've had burning sensations, too.
Right.
Yeah, but you got some antibiotics and cleared that up.
Yeah, that would be... I guess it also depends on the caliber of bullet, because, like, a .22, I'll bet doesn't feel like a truck hits you. Like a .22...
Find
small
out.
caliber.
Been shot? I want to
ever,
talk to you.
What does that
brief
feel
you.
like?
A lot of people, phone lines are just lined up, people that have been shot.
Who's shooting all our listeners?
I know.
I mean, come on.
Steve.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good.
You been shot?
Yeah, years ago in an accident. It was a low-caliber shell, but it's like you've ever accidentally stuck yourself with a knife?
Yeah.
Now push that in further and make it burn.
Now, is a .22 the lowest caliber?
Yeah.
So this was like a .22?
Actually, it was a .38.
Oh, 38. Is that a low caliber?
Well, in today's guns, it's a low caliber.
For years, that was what the police carried, a .38 special.
I thought, yeah.
Years ago.
Why did you get shot?
I was teaching my cousin how to shoot because I had a snub-nosed .38.
And you taught him well, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And he thought the gun, he had emptied it, but he'd only actually fired 4 shots.
Oh.
And the last one went into my lower calf.
Well, did he point it at you and say, hey, dude, watch this? I mean, how did it...
He just had it pointed to his side and was just, basically playing with it to click it.
Did he graze you or what?
No, it went in. It just missed the bone, just missed the fibia.
What was the instant feeling you felt? I mean, it was just like a pop?
It was kind of like shock, then drop into your butt.
I bet he freaked out.
Well, this is maybe a dumb question, but does it hurt at first? Because sometimes it could be the
You're
shock.
stunned.
Yeah,
right
you're
at
stunned.
first, I was stunned. It was like I really didn't feel it. And then when I looked down and it was burning and the initial shock, the blood coming out, you basically drop to whatever you can drop to, your butt, your knees, whatever, grab it, try and keep the blood from coming out.
Right, because if it hits one of the main arteries in your leg, you bleed to death pretty quickly.
Fortunately, it was a lower calf, so it was mostly muscle.
And
Ouch.
And then what? Did it go through, or did they have to go in?
No, they had to go in and get it because it didn't penetrate because it was muscle.
Well, but you know what? Now you got a cool scar with a cool story.
I got a few of those.
Yeah,
I don't know if the
Steve,
story's
thank you.
that cool, but thanks, Steve.
Well, he'd have to embellish it.
Hey,
a little bit,
Trinity.
right, his cousin,
Hey,
Hey, Trinity, you been shot?
yeah, I got shot in the leg with a .22 when I was about 11 years old.
Oh, good for you.
What happened?
Well, it was actually kind of a freak accident. my brother was shooting at a target, and I was running around in the woods behind him, and it just went through the corner of the target and came back out, and of all the trees out there, it hit me in the leg.
See, I would have thought it was a bee sting or something at that point. What did it feel like?
Really, pretty much just like hot lemon. You don't really feel it go in at first. You've just got this real extreme heat in your leg.
Ugh.
And I really couldn't figure out what was going on. And it knocked me over. When I was 11, I only weighed about 60 pounds. And my brother heard me screaming and came out and got me and carried me in the house. And Mom, I shot Trin, and it was kind of a bad thing.
Oh, my God. How traumatic.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
Thanks, Trinity.
Hey, Ricky.
Yeah.
Where were you shot?
In the shoulder.
Now, was this an attack? All these are all accidents.
This is, I was burning some trash out by my house, and a .22 bullet caught on fire and right in my shoulder.
Where was the bullet? In the trash?
Yeah, I moved into a house, had a bunch of garbage that people left, and I was out there burning a bunch of trash, and I don't even own a gun. And a .22 bullet come up and got me in the shoulder.
That's a freak accident.
That is a freak accident.
I don't even like guns.
Wow.
Got you in the shoulder.
How did that feel?
Yeah. It felt like like a bee sting, a big bee or something. But it went in. I kind of got it out. It didn't go in very deep, but it's because it went out of a gun. But that was wild.
That was wild.
A .22 is, I mean, unless it's like shot in your head or something, is probably not deadly.
No,
I'm guessing.
Well, I didn't go. I just more or less pulled it out with a pocket knife and went on.
With a pocket knife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a .22 is, I know, a very low caliber, and I know that it often will just, like, kind of lodge right close to the surface of the skin, right?
Yeah, well, it wasn't out of a gun. It come out of a fire. I was burning a bunch of trash.
Well, it still came out of it's still a bullet that came out of a casing.
Right, but, it's like when a fire is, the case is going to go one way, and the lead's going to go another because there's nothing to stop so it loses a lot of impact,
Yeah.
We're talking to Morning X subscribers who have been shot.
People that have been shot. Hey, Joey.
Yeah.
Been shot?
Yes, I have.
Where?
I got shot through my left ankle with a .44 mag.
Now, why your ankle? Was it in a holster and it went off, or what happened?
I was on a hunting trip, November of 2000, and we come in from hunting. My buddy was unloading his gun in the house like an idiot, and it went off and shot me through my left ankle. I lost 85% of my Achilles tendon.
I would think that it would blow 44.
Yeah, it felt pretty good, I tell you.
I would think that would just blow your foot off.
Well, I got really lucky.
It sounds like it.
Really.
It went in between the bone and in between the Achilles and didn't really get any of the hard stuff. Had it mushroomed and hit a bone, I'd probably be missing my heel right now.
Yeah, something tells me you didn't make your tennis match that night.
No, I sure didn't. But I will comment on this. They were talking about how bad it hurts.
Uh-huh.
I've had 2 kidney stones, and they're no comparison.
What's worse?
The kidney
stones are horrible.
I've heard that.
Oh, the kidney stone was worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a friend of mine who drinks about 4 12-packs.
He don't have no problem.
Coca-Cola Classic a day. That dude's getting the kidney stone out every, couple of months.
It's no fun.
Like, dude, drink some water.
Is that the one? Yeah. Is the kidney stone the one that you got to like pee out?
Oh, you got to pee it out.
Yeah. But the ones that this guy's had, they're so big that you can't pee them out. They're like softball sized. Yeah, they had to go in and get them with laser.
Oh, they got to break it down.
I got screwed from the start. My mom had her first when she was 14. My dad has one on display that they had to remove his kidney for, his golf ball size.
Well, I've heard people say that like that's the only kind of pain that a man can experience that is on any level to that
labor pains.
Labor,
right.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. Thank you, Joey.
No problem, man.
Ooh.
You won't believe where this is headed. More after a quick break. This story isn't over. You're on the best of the Morning X
on 99X.